for ourselves on the ground, the level of distraction. So in the near future, we can plan better to support our mothers, our grandfathers, and also the kids, so that we can rebuild the community. And again, this is Ghanaian professionals of North America, Chicago. And we are presenting this token to you, and we believe and pray that God's hands should be in it, so that this can be maximized and reach everybody in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
So on behalf of the good people of Amutinu, Salakope, Akaveji, and Adina, we really much appreciate the gift that you're giving us today. This will go a long way to lessen the burdens on the victims. So we accept it wholeheartedly, and we ask that God Almighty bless you in abundance and multiply your fruits. Thank you very much. We will ensure that these goods that you are giving us, we distribute it fairly and it will get to the victims, none other than the victims. Thank you very much.
Welcome back to Prime Morning. We're live in the studios, and it's a Thursday, so it's time for Social Watch. Today, we're going back on ourselves. We're going back to the Ketu South constituency, and Ketu South district, I should say, yeah. But we're focusing on the Salakope and Amutinu. I've got the assembly member here. His name is Kumawu Sylvester. Pleasure to have you in the studio.
Thanks.
Update me on the current situation.
All right, thank you. I would like to use this opportunity to say a very special morning to the people of Ketu South and Salakope Amutinu citizens. I would say that, let me give you a brief about the tidal wave issue. I think this started somewhere 2015. And then I could remember vividly that we went to protest for government to heed to our call in order to construct the sea defense project to cover the communities that were affected then. So the government came, heed to our call, and then signed the first phase of the sea defense project that extended from Haveji Hove down to Blekusu, and then ended at part of Agaveji. Now, beyond that, the last growing, you realize that the communities that is beyond the last growing, that is Salakope, Amutinu, and Adina, they are the towns currently facing the wrath of the tidal wave. As we speak, I would say that a plethora of houses have been destroyed, and then the victims are seeking refuge, some with friends and families, others are sleeping in churches, and then some, they sleep by the main road, and then others are putting up to under trees. So that is the current situation now at Amutinu, Salakope, and the adjoining communities that are facing the wrath of the tidal wave.
Okay, thank you for taking me back to 2015. And so from 2015, at the time that the sea defense, the particular one that was created in these communities that you mentioned, there hasn't been any challenge with these communities.
Not at all.
Everything is okay.
Not at all.
And so we agree that it is definite need for a sea defense.
Sure.
Looking at what we have.
Sure.
Okay. So currently your electoral area, Salakope and then Amutinu electoral area, is it the same situation? Is the gravity of what the tidal wave caused the same in that electoral area?
It's even more, because the way the sea is, we those who have lived by the sea for a very long time, we realize that when something is put in the sea, it incurs the wrath of the sea to misbehave. So previously, before the sea defense project started and ended as where I said earlier on, you realize that our communities were not being affected by the tidal wave. But once they try to put the rocks in there in order to create the defense, the wrath of the sea begin to destroy these communities. In my community, and when you come to Amutinu, Salakope,
is this science or this is superstition?
Well, I'm a layman, so this is just my observation.
Okay.
So when you come to Amutinu Salakope now, you realize that all the brick houses are almost gone. We only have one buildings by the roadside. So in a matter of days, if nothing is done to protect these communities, the main road that even connects Keta to Aflao will be washed away.
Really?
Yeah. These communities are torn between the lagoon and then the sea. And so if nothing is done and the sea takes over the main road, it's going to cut economic activities between these two communities. Now, the sea will gush into the lagoon, which eventually will affect the main road that also connects Aflao to Accra.
Right, right.
And so I always say that this is...
Really? It can travel all the way to Dabala?
Of course. No, it will not get to Dabala, but it will go to Agbozume, it will get to Toko, it will get to Aflao, Denu, enclaves. And so that is why we are saying that the sea defense project is non-negotiable, because if nothing is done, these communities are going to be washed away. Remember, the border is a major source of revenue point to government. And so if we don't do anything to protect it, I am believing that in a matter of days, we should be crying as a nation.
I think they think it's far-fetched. They think that destruction is far-fetched to affecting them. They think that it probably will just affect a smaller community as they see now. They haven't probably added, 1 and 2 to see how, you see the analysis you have done all the way. Yeah. It can affect us as a government. Yeah. They haven't thought about it. But let's go back to the community. It's been over 3 weeks. It's been over 3 weeks, nearly a month.
Yeah, last incident.
Yes, since the last tidal wave. Yeah. Walk me through the relief items from government.
Well, I would say that somewhere on the 6th and 7th, we had a tidal wave hit us again. And then on the 10th, government came with some few relief items. They brought bags of rice, bowls, mosquito coil, mosquito nets, some oil, and then tin fish. And it wasn't even able to take care of even members from my community, because it was just simply not enough. But then I would say that it came in handy, because previously when the incident happens, it takes government like almost a month to attend to the victims. But for this one, it happened on the 7th, 6th and 7th, and then on the 10th, they came to our aid with some few items. But we had a major support from individuals and groups. And if you would allow me, I will mention the people and then appreciate them here on the program.
Please do. Yeah.
So we have caring sisters from Way. They supported us bigly with mattresses, food items, youth clothes, and then some shoes for the children.
Give me a minute. Did you get mattresses from the government?
Yes, we do. In my community, for instance, we had about 25 pieces.
25 pieces?
That's right.
Of students' mattresses? Of
student mattresses, which is woefully inadequate.
For how many households?
We are having about 376 households.
And so when they donated it, did they appreciate the number of people that, did they say they were going and they'll come back, or is all the
Well, the promise was that they was going to come back and then add more so that it will take care of the rest.
Has it come?
Not yet. Not yet. And so we have Villa Amor. It's also a hotel at Keta. They also came to our aid with some relief item. And then it will be important we acknowledge Malcolm Ghana Limited.
Okay.
They brought some candies, they brought some Indomie, some dresses, new ones, and then shoes to the victim. And then we have Promacedo Company Limited too. They were there with Maggie, with some Mixi Cola, Mixi Choco, and stuff like that. And then we have TUC, the transport services at Aplao. We have Ghanaian professionals in North American coming through. They were the latest.
Yeah, the recent.
The recent ones.
That's actually a Prime Money initiative.
Okay,
yeah,
thank you.
We reached out to them and then they.
That's great.
Yeah.
So they came with a bag of maize and then mixed choco water, at least for now. And then they promised to come back with more.
Okay.
We have Edem too came through, Bavu Nation.
Oh, right.
Yeah, he was
okay.
there. He was there with some drinks, assorted drinks and biscuits. And then Alhaji Sinari, the deputy chairman, national chairman for NDC, was also there with some items. Sylvester Mensah, and then Early Beach Resort, and then TV3. They brought a lot of items, and then it got to everyone. And then Koda too was there, and then Legon Interdenominational Churches, they were there to support with Nutri-Snack biscuits, and as well, because the MP for Ketu South and other stakeholders are trying to put up a temporary structure in order to hold the victims.
Yeah, let's go to that temporary structure.
Yes.
The Member of Parliament
yes, Mashi.
All right, so she's putting up a temporary structure.
Yes, we are.
What kind of structure is this?
It's more or less like a boarding house where you have washrooms and then kitchen.
And is this structure located at where, if there's any tidal wave, it will not affect it?
Well, it's located at Amutinu. And then the way the land is, where we are putting it, tidal waves will not affect it. Okay. Should it come, it wouldn't affect it. Okay. And so they came through, Interdenominational Church came through with 256 bags of cement to support the project. And we are still calling.
So is it ongoing? This project is ongoing?
No, it's yet to kickstart.
So until then, temporarily, I'm trying to figure out what government did. I mean, where the MC for that. I'm unable to talk about the Member of Parliament because this duty sort of lies right on the front door of the MC. The MC, what exactly is he doing on behalf of the government, apart from the relief items? Is he temporal place where people will sleep?
Well, I would say that the current MC has also played a major role in helping to lessen the plight of these victims. For now, I would say he supported government's initiative in bringing relief items to the people. Secondly, we have an island at Salakope where we are looking to move the people there. But when you get to that land, you realize that it needs servicing, it needs electricity, it needs potable water. And so he is in talks with some groups so that they will ensure that they bring electricity and then possibly extend pipe-borne water so that people will move there. He is also in talks with some companies so that they will put up maybe 2-bedroom apartments each for the victims.
Okay. So in listening, I get the impression that we're looking out for the aftermath of tidal waves. Yeah. The aftermath. It looks like, okay, we're building a structure so that if there's a wave and there's a problem, people can move in to go there. What, as an assembly member, do you have an idea what the government's position is currently on the sea defense that you're asking for?
Well, as an assembly member and with my unit committee members, we were looking forward that government would make allocations for the second phase of the Blekusi Sea Defense projects in order to protect our communities. But we were disappointed when the budget was read in Parliament by the Finance Minister, and then there was no provision made in the budgets for this project. Fast forward, I learned the Minister of Finance did a press conference and then made an allocation of 10 million Ghana cedis for a feasibility studies to be carried at those places.
Don't we have feasibility studies carried already? Because then in 2015 we've had the sea defense, you know?
Well, that is why I view it as a much ado about nothing, because this is a project that is already ongoing. Feasibility studies has been done. Why do you commit such huge amount of money in order to do another feasibility studies when you know that it is only the sea defense project that you will do to cover this community? Why wouldn't you use that money rather to kickstart the project?
So your MC, what's his position on the amount that's been allocated for the feasibility study? Give me a moment. We've got Shaggy, one of my good friends at Kedzikope, the assembly member. Hi, Shaggy. Good morning. Shaggy.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. What from
Mifo. Shaggy. So I'm told that you're smiling so much because you got some relief items that Prime Morning has been working hard for you to receive. Have you?
Yes. I'm smiling. I'm happy.
Okay.
For my people here.
Good.
And we are so grateful to Joy, all multimedia platforms, and then the entire crew. Okay. We are so much grateful for the efforts we have put in helping our people to get the relief items.
Thank you, Shaggy. But give me an update exactly what's happening at Kedzikope from the last time we spoke till now. What's changed?
Okay, currently the sea has shifted. Everything has come back to normal. Just that the impact is still there because economically the people are not yet stable because they have been, you understand what it's all about when you are displaced. Your business and everything is affected.
Yeah.
But as it is now, most of them have gone back to their various homes. They are managing for now. And then since they couldn't get any relief items, especially for food items, luckily, every association of Chicago, they came to our aid, and then they brought some relief items, like 10 bags of corn, 10 bags of maize, biscuits, let me say rice, and then coil and books and pens. So we are so grateful, and we've distributed the items yesterday to our people, and they are all happy.
Okay.
And there's so much appreciation to everyone coming to their aid.
Okay, Shaggy, let me ask you, do you feel that, so first of all, I understand that the impact is even more than what we see on television or even more than what we talk about. And I have a first-hand information about what the situation is. Do you feel there's hope for your electoral area? I mean, because at this moment, it is God for us all and each one for himself. Do you feel some hope? Is there hope for your electoral area?
For now, all we can say is that we are hoping for the government because we cannot do anything individually. The rest rests on the shoulders of government. So the central government should kindly consider the people of Keta. If you kindly consider the people of Keta, that the whole history will be wiped off one day if we don't take action on the tithes. So we are pleading with them to put in more effort to beat every corner, to weed everywhere, to find some stones and come and fill the place and make it a habitable place for the people of Keta. If the port will be the solution, let us bring the port, because I think the long-lasting solution will be the port. If the government can do that and give life to the people of Keta, we'll be grateful. If not, then they should just come and do the sea defense, the other part of it, and complete it for us.
Okay, so for you, it's either the port or the sea defense.
Yes, but we are praying for the port.
You are praying for the port?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Stay on the phone. You think that a port at Kedzikope area and then the sea defense? Which one at this moment?
For now,
it will be the sea defense.
It will be the sea defense for me.
Okay.
It will be the sea defense.
Okay.
Because the ports
will bring some sort of source of income,
of course,
businesses and all of that, but
the distraction will even be more.
It won't prevent.
So they should first do the sea defense projects, and then the ports will follow soon.
Okay. Shaggy, This man, he likes to collect with both hands. So, so you want the sea defense and then you want the port as well. I understand you because all of these projects are not new. They are projects that have started some way, somehow, and then they're never finished. And so, as an assembly member, I can really understand. But the women, the children, the women, are they back to business some way, somehow? How are they picking up?
The women are not back to business yet. So
it's a matter of people donating and you sharing. That's how you're surviving.
Yeah. Hello.
So it's a matter of people coming to your aid and then you share and then you wait for tomorrow.
The aid is that the people, if they are giving a soft loan or a grant that they can pay back to revive their businesses, it should be a plus. It should not be like it's a dash. No. It should be on agreement that you are being given so amount to invest into your business and pay back within this period of time. With this interest or without interest. So that the people can get their livelihood back and take care of their own families. We cannot depend on people crying out, give us rice, give us corn, give us, no, we can't be begging every day. So we are pleading. We are pleading with them to just push up the ladies and the women for us a little. Even some of the men, their businesses were also affected heavily. So we just need financial assistance in that regard.
Would you like to be relocated if it's a request that the government will pull through?
That's difficult. You see, our people have been saying something in code. You understand? The crab, you see the crab? The crab at the B-side. Do you see the crab at the B-side?
Okay, I understand.
You see how it runs? It cannot live in the bush. That's what they mean literally.
What if we
cannot live in the bush?
I see your stand. I'll ask.
So we are fishermen. We want to live by the sea.
You want to live by the sea?
Yeah, we are fishermen. Fishing is our job.
Okay. Shaggy, I mean, I'll let you go now. It breaks my heart to know that as a people would have to be begging the government. But let's appreciate the fact that we are not where we are. 2 weeks ago, it was worse than this. So little by little, all hands on deck, private philanthropists, private companies and all of that coming to our aid, except that the aid that we're getting should be directed to very sustainable means. Not, you know, that tomorrow we have rice, we'll boil it, it's done.
Thank you so much for getting my point clear.
Shaggy, you're my friend. Have a good one. My greetings to the Kedzikope people, okay? Okay, so let's go back to, we'll pick up on where Shaggy ended, but let's go back to where the MC, Sylvester, what does you, Sylvester, as an assembly member, you're asked about how much has been allocated for feasibility study. I heard the amount and I said, okay, whoa, maybe the project in itself is so expensive, that's why government is not really forthcoming about it. So how does the MC, who is the representative of the government over there, feel? Is it that he hasn't given the right information to the minister?
Well, I would not say that he hasn't given the right information to the minister, because when this incident first started, we have the Minister of Works and Housing, Honorable Assessor Buachi. He was there on the 16th of June, together with the regional minister, and they had the first-hand information as to the impact of the destruction on the good people of Amutinu, Salakope, and its environs. And so even if, assuming, without accepting the fact that maybe, what's the name, the MC misinformed them, you have been there. Yourself, and you have seen the impact. And so that should inform your decision. Now, when this project wasn't captured in the budgets, I heard the Minister of Works and Housing came out saying that he wished it would be captured. Question is, when the country or Minister of Finance is preparing budgets, they consult each department. Were they not consulted? They were. So this is just, to me...
They say that all relevant stakeholders were consulted. All relevant stakeholders, according to the Information Minister. So if you don't show up in the budget, it means that you're not relevant at the moment.
Well,
or maybe the budget was drafted before the recent tidal wave.
No. I remember I just said that
this is the modification. The initial one, we didn't see anything about the tidal wave, but after the modification, the press conference he did,
yes,
then we heard about the feasibility study, the amount that he wanted to put into feasibility.
That is what I'm saying, that even that feasibility studies is needless because the project is already ongoing.
So what would you do? What's the assembly doing about it?
The assembly has little to do.
Maybe you can draw the attention that, listen, save the money for this feasibility.
Well, maybe the MC has to do that.
Yeah,
the MC has to do that. The stakeholders who are listening, because we have individuals, philanthropists who have been there. They came to do an assessment of the whole project, so they can better inform government on this, because this is absolutely not working out. You can't commit a whopping amount of 10 million Ghana cedis to just feasibility studies. When
do we have an idea how much we need totally to complete that project, the sea defense that was started in 2015?
It has escaped me.
Okay.
It has escaped me.
But 10 million is a very substantial amount that can do something.
That can do something, at least to protect Salakope. And we'll be thinking about Amutinu and then Adina.
Yeah.
They should commit that money to the project. Okay. Feasibility study is a no for me. Now, my brother has just made an important point, and I think it's
is it about the relocation?
No, I'll touch on the relocation too. But you ask if the women and then the children, whether they have gotten back to normal. I always say that the solution to this perennial problem is in 3 phases. You should have the short term, the medium term, and then the long term. The short term is what your company has helped in bringing people to donate to the victims. We should look at the medium term too, and that has to fall within capital investment. There has to be some capital loaned out to.
Well, imagine I'm an investor who wants to walk to such electoral areas and invest in people when I can wake up to a tidal wave tomorrow morning and the person tells me that this is what happened. You can see evidentially that I didn't.
But you wouldn't, if you were to be in the shoes of those people, you wouldn't want to be suffering from maybe natural disaster and suffering from hunger too, dying out of hunger too. So they need to leave. They need to leave to see the manifestation of the sea defense project.
You think that people are living off the results of the tidal wave because there's no sea defense, so there's not much investment in that area? Do you think that we're suffering from lack of investment in those communities?
Well, I wouldn't say that. These people, their major source of livelihood is fishing. And prior to the tidal wave destruction, they go about their normal activities. They go for their fishing. The women buy the fishes and smoke and then probably sell it even in Togo. So that is how they've been living before the tidal waves. And so actually they don't depend on an external source of.
Would you accept a relocation to another fishing community?
It will come with a condition.
Such as?
These are people who have lived all their lives by the sea. And I just said that their major source of livelihood is fishing. And so if government want to relocate these people, then he should be ready to provide them with an alternative source of livelihood.
Which will be almost the same amount in doing the sea
Exactly.
defense. So it looks like our best shot is the sea defense.
It's the sea defense. And if that is not done, I'm afraid we are going to lose revenue. If that is not done, I'm afraid economic activities between Keta, Angloga, and Aplau
will be broken. Okay, I'm told that the situation on ground is even bad than we show on television. Tell me.
Yeah, like I said earlier on, victims are putting up in churches, and then when you come to Salakope now, you see that they have put up a makeshift structure in the mud. In the mud, and then where we have refuse dump, because they don't have anywhere to go.
Wow.
People are living there, their life, their health is at risk. That is how bad the situation is.
As an assembly member, share with me your frustration. Every morning you wake up and people are at your door.
I feel like crying anytime I get close to these people, because as an assembly member, it seems that I'm the only source of hope for the people. And knowing very well that I don't have that capacity to do whatever they are requesting for, I always feel traumatized anytime I get close to these people. That is why at a point, I had to stage 2 demonstrations to call on government to know that the situation that is happening, the situation at hand, is a dire one, and that it needs government's intervention. And there's only government that can solve this problem for us.
Were you affected yourself? Do you live close to?
Well, I live close to the sea, but personally, no. Not directly. But you see, when people are directly affected, I'm also affected. Because they are my people.
Yeah. They are
my people.
I mean, I can't, I don't know, really.
I think I should touch on this too. You see, this has impacted negatively on education.
Clearly, I mean, for somebody who comes from the Voice areas, I'm not being biased, and for such electoral area, it's already a challenge getting these young ones to want to go to school.
Yeah.
It's already a challenge. And so for a situation like this, I can only imagine how bad it will be. Tell me about it.
So for Amutinu Basic School, for instance, we were having a population of about 800. Just this year, when the incident first started somewhere around March. But the number has dwindled to about 400 plus. You know why? Because if a parent is affected, that parent is unable to give money out to their child for school. Kids have lost their school uniforms, their books, everything. And that parent is not in position to buy them those things to get back to school. So when you come to the community now, you realize that things have gone astray. And these are future leaders.
How long are we looking to reorganize, remobilize, re-strategize to at least get the younger ones back to school?
Well,
does it look possible?
It is. It is. Personally, I've liaised with the MP, Honorable Jifagomashi, and then the MC, together with Villa, Amor, and Caring Sisters. We have planned to do a celebration, a feast for the kids this Christmas, dubbed Put a Smile on a Child, on the faces of children with tidal waves. This is meant to rejuvenate, to give hope to the kids. We'll bring in psychologists to talk to them. We will give them gifts. We'll encourage them. And then next academic year, we'll ensure that we do enrollment drive and then bring people from all walks of life to motivate them that although they are hit with this problem, this is not the end of life for them. They can still make it if only they commit themselves to schooling.
I'll take that as your final words, but let me give you another opportunity to give us your final words.
Well, thank you.
And answer the question, is there hope for the Amutinu and the Salakope Electoral Area?
There is absolute hope. There is hope for the future. There is hope for the kids of the tidal waves. There is hope for the whole communities that are suffering from this tidal wave destruction. I will call on philanthropists, individuals who are listening to us this morning, that this is the program that we intend doing to put a smile on the faces of the children. Whoever can help in their own small ways, they should contribute their widow's mite to making this a success.
Thank you so much, Kumawu Sylvester, Assembly Member of Amutinu and Salakope Electoral Area. Let me just say good morning to Honorable Jifagomashi. She probably is doing the watching right now if I haven't seen my my messages. She said, please sit up, chest out, be a lady. Yeah. So thank you so much for all you're doing for that constituency. Thank you. And I would like to say thank you to the Ghanaian community in Chicago. Prime Morning reached out to you, and we are so grateful that you came through for these people that have been affected by the tidal wave. And we're all calling on persons who really want to help as well. We'll be glad to take that help along with you. My name is Emefa Akosua Adeti, and they say there's hope for persons who have been affected by the tidal wave. This has been Social Watch. We'll see you tomorrow. Step and walk down this road with us. We promise to offer the ultimate experience in television right here on Joy Prime.